back from the south of France and the last stage of my holiday, sitting here looking rather odd actually with this strange peak of hair wrapped in towels, but nice and brown and very happy and content. I thought I'd tell you a bit about the south of France. I do love going there, even though it's very different from it was 50 years ago. I like going there because I sit in the cafes and watch all the French people, some of whom look quite bizarre, little old ladies sort of puffing on fags and sipping the odd coffee or even a beer, and gentlemen with faces that are weathered, to say the least, sometimes weathered by alcohol, I suspect, and lots of beautiful things to see. And of course the little car loves it there, especially on the Corniche in Cannes and in Nice. I actually really like Nice. It's my favourite place in the south of France. But there's lots of beautiful places to see. But this time the little car decided it had had a lovely trip of doing several thousand kilometres all over Europe, and it was now going to die on me. Luckily, I managed to contact my friends at Bentley Monaco, which is the place that looks after Rolls-Royces in the south of France, described what the problem was, and the man there said, all in French, by the way. I tell you what it is. I know exactly what it is. It's your carburetors. The floats have broken. They need replacing. It's not a difficult job, only a couple of hours. But of course I had to put the car on a flatbed truck and I had to get over there, and it was overnight, stayed there. So while I was waiting for it, I went into Monte Carlo, which I have to tell you I hate. Monte Carlo is so ugly, it reeks of money, rather like Las Vegas and Atlantic City. It's all concrete, it's terribly unattractive. They've built a little sort of Japanese garden, highly inappropriate. I don't really like anything Japanese anyway. What it's doing in Monte Carlo, I do not know. Perhaps a lot of the gamblers are Japanese. And there's places that are technically beautiful, like around the casino and the square there and everything else, and it's all done very nicely technically, but it's absolutely loathsome, and it reeks of that horrible gambler's greed that places like that do reek of. Anyway, I spent a long time looking around there, and eventually managed to pick up the little car and come back, and drove it back actually down on the road to La Turbie, which is the very road that Grace Kelly was killed on, and believe me, you can understand it when you go up it. It is very steep, though some of the views are absolutely spectacular. I do like being in the south of France. It's changed a great deal since those days of Grace Kelly and Prince Rainier and all the others. I always used to go there then. The food was always fabulous. The drinks, you could sit and have gorgeous drinks, look at the beaches, look at the people. When I was there this time, I noticed there was a lady wearing not much more than I'm wearing now on the beach, who was arrested by the police for not having enough clothes on when she was walking down the Croisette. The world has changed since I was a young lad. We used to approve of that sort of thing when I was younger. But it is a nice place to go, and I do enjoy going there, sometimes dressed in my own robe. Somebody complained the other day they don't like seeing me in the white toweling robe. I have to admit, I do think I call myself toad in a robe when I'm in one, because I look like a toad wearing a robe. Others find me very attractive.